this video, you're not just going to hear words, you're going to hear truths. Truths about life, about growth, about pain and power. Not theories, not empty motivation, but real, lived experiences, distilled into 8 lessons that matter. These life lessons, they aren't random, they were earned. Through fire, through failure, through moments that break you and make you. And if you're open, if you're ready to live fully, then these truths are for you. So I urge you to watch till the end, because your life will not be the same. So take a breath, a deep one. Let the noise of the world fade just for a moment. No rushing, no distractions, just you and this moment. Because sometimes all it takes is a sentence, a reminder, a shift to change the way you see everything. And maybe, just maybe, one of these truths will awaken something in you. Will speak to a part of your soul you thought was quiet or forgotten. This isn't just another video, it's a mirror, a pause, a turning point, if you let it be. So lean in, listen slowly, let the words sink because life is short. But the lessons, they can last a lifetime. Life is not easy, that much is true. It's not supposed to be easy. If it were, we wouldn't grow, we wouldn't learn, we wouldn't become who we're meant to be. Life can be tough, sometimes tougher than we expect. It can test us in ways we never imagined. It will challenge our patience. It will shake our confidence. It might even make us question everything we thought was true. But here's what separates those who succeed from those who give up early. It's understanding the strategy. It's knowing the rules of the game. And it's learning how to play with purpose, not just react with fear. Because life is a game, a complex, unpredictable game. But the winners, the real winners, they aren't those who never faced obstacles. They are those who faced them head-on, who learned from every loss, who adapted, who kept moving forward, step by step, no matter how hard the journey got. And when you know the game, when you master the strategy, you don't just survive life, you thrive in it. You create your own path, you write your own story, and at the end of it all, you have a testimony, a story worth sharing, a story that can inspire others to keep going. Because you will have walked through fire. You will have stumbled, fallen and risen again. You will have fought battles others can't see. And that story, that testimony, is your greatest victory. So stick with me. Stay close. Because the lessons I'm about to share could change everything for you. They can help you unlock your strength, navigate your struggles, and turn your life into a powerful journey worth living. You don't have to face this alone. You don't have to figure it all out at once. But if you're willing to learn, to grow, to keep moving forward no matter what, then together we'll discover the way. Because life may not be easy, but it is absolutely worth it. Let's go. Life lesson 1. Embrace the journey. Every step matters. Life isn't a straight road. It's not predictable, it's not clean, and it's definitely not perfect. Sometimes it takes you places you never asked for. Sometimes it gives you moments you never imagined, and other times it simply confuses you. But still, every step you take matters, even the ones that feel slow, even the ones where you fall, even the days when all you did was survive. You see, progress doesn't always look like a win. Sometimes it looks like showing up, even when your mind tells you not to. It looks like taking a breath when the weight on your chest feels too heavy. It looks like choosing to keep going when quitting seems easier. The journey, your journey, is not just about getting somewhere. It's not about checking boxes or rushing to the finish line. It's about who you become along the way. You're not just moving, you're becoming. Becoming more aware, more resilient, more alive. And yes, sometimes the steps that feel the hardest, the ones you want to skip, the ones that leave you tired, broken, wondering why you even started, those are the steps that builds your strength, that grows your courage, that stretches your faith, that sharpens your soul. But here's the thing. You don't have to see the whole path. You don't need all the answers right now. You don't need to know how the story ends. You just need to take the next step. Just one. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. But now. And when that step feels too small to matter, when it feels like nothing's changing, remind yourself, this is part of the process. This is part of becoming. Sometimes the biggest transformations don't look dramatic. They happen quietly in the daily choice to keep going, even when it's boring, even when it's messy, even when no one claps for you. The very steps are shaping you once doubted would lead anywhere. You are being refined in the walking, not just in the arrival. So don't rush it. Don't resent the path you're on. Don't compare your journey to someone else's highlight reel. Embrace it. Feel it. Walk it fully. Because the journey itself is what shapes you. The delays, the detours, the dead-end accidents, they're not waste of time. They're chapters, necessary ones. Parts of a story that only make sense when you look back, and when you finally do. When you look back and realize how far you've come. You'll see something beautiful. You'll see that it wasn't just about where you were going, it was about who you became while getting there. So today, take that step, embrace your path, walk it fully with presence and purpose, because every step matters, even this one. Life lesson 2, find strength in life's highs and lows. Life will lift you up and it will break you down. That's not failure, that's reality. No one escapes it, not the strongest, not the kindest, not even the most prepared. The truth is, life is made of seasons, highs that feel like you're flying and lows that make you question everything. But your strength, it's not found in the easy moments. It's not proven when everything goes your way. Real strength is revealed in the fall, in the silence, in the disappointment, in the breakdowns that no one else sees. Because it's easy to smile when life is good. It's easy to feel confident when everything's working. But who are you when nothing is going according to plan? That's the question. That's where your real self shows up. It's not about how high you rise, it's about how you respond when you fall. Do you let the fall define you, or do you find something deeper inside you that's been waiting to rise? The mountaintop feels good. It gives you a view. It gives you perspective. It feels like success. But it's not where you grow. The valley, that's where the roots take hold. That's where your character is shaped. That's where humility is born, where patience is tested, where faith becomes real. And yes, the valley is dark sometimes. It's confusing. You feel like you've lost your way. You look around and it seems like everyone else is moving forward, while you're stuck. But here's what most people miss. You don't build a foundation on the mountaintop. You build it down low, in the pressure, in the stillness, in the struggle. Strength is not about pretending to be okay. It's about standing back up, even when your knees shake. It's about facing what hurts without numbing it, without running. It's about learning to breathe in the middle of uncertainty. And it's about trusting that this low moment is not the end of your story. Sometimes your lowest point is where you meet the most powerful parts of yourself. The parts you didn't know were there. The courage you forgot you had. The wisdom that only pain could teach you. The resilience that only time could reveal. Don't fear the low points. They're not a sign you've failed. They're a sign you're human. They're a sign you're alive. And most of all, they are a sign that you are still becoming. It's in those moments when the world feels heavy, when you're tired of pretending, when you're not sure if you can keep going, that's when your strength is tested, and that's when it starts to grow. No one wants the valley, but the valley gives you something the mountain never can. It gives you depth, it gives you truth, it gives you compassion. You learn to see others more clearly because you've been there too. You stop judging so quickly, you stop chasing perfection, you start choosing presence instead. And when the next high comes, and it will, you'll carry something new with you. A quiet strength, a deeper gratitude, a wiser heart. You'll know that nothing lasts forever, not the highs and not the lows, but who you become in both places, that's what lasts. So if you're in a low season right now, breathe. You're not broken. You're being built. Find strength right where you are, not because it's easy, but because it's honest, because you are capable of rising again. And every time you do, you grow stronger, you grow deeper, you grow wiser. That is what true strength looks like, and it's already inside you. Life lesson 3, your story is shaped by your struggles. What if your struggles weren't setbacks at all? What if they were dowry, the very tools shaping your story? Not the chapters you skip over, but the chapters that define everything. The truth is, no one gets out untouched. No matter how perfect someone's life may look on the outside, everyone is carrying something, a wound, a loss, a regret, a silent battle. But what matters, it isn't what hurt you. What matters, it is what you choose to do with the pain. Pain alone doesn't define you. Your response to it does. Because you can either let pain close you down, or you can let it break you open. open to wisdom, open to empathy, open to the strength you didn't know you had. Your scars, they're not marks of weakness, they're signs you survived, they're evidence you made it through. Not perfectly, not easily, but you're still here, still standing. Those scars tell a story of resilience, of healing, of becoming someone stronger than you were before it all began. And no, you didn't ask for it. You didn't choose the pain, but now that it's part of your journey, you can choose to own it. Because when you do, when you stop hiding your story and start holding it with honesty, you give it power. You give yourself power. You begin to understand that the struggle didn't break you, it built you, it shaped your perspective, it humbled your pride. It taught you how to keep going even when you felt empty inside. And somewhere along the way you learned to breathe again, to walk again, to hope again. Own your story. Every page. Even the ones you wish you could erase. Because the truth is, those pages often hold the most meaning. They show the world not who you pretended to be, but who you actually became when life didn't go as planned. Don't hide your story out of shame. You didn't fail. You adapted. You kept showing up. You kept moving forward. When most people wouldn't have blamed you for stopping, that is a strength. And somewhere out there, someone is still stuck in their own pain, thinking they're alone, thinking they're broken. They don't need your perfection. They need your honesty. They need your story. Not the filtered version, the real one. Because your courage could unlock their healing. Your survival might just remind them that they can survive too. Stop shrinking from your past. Stop apologizing for what you've walked through. You don't need to hide the pain to prove you're whole. The struggle didn't disqualify you. It prepared you. It made you more human, more real, more able to connect with others in a way you never could before. And maybe that's the point. Maybe your story isn't just yours. Maybe it was meant to be shared. Not for applause, but for purpose. To remind someone that broken things can still be beautiful, that healing is possible. That strength doesn't mean you never fall. It means you rise with more wisdom every time you do. You don't have to have it all together. You just have to be willing to live honestly, to speak from the heart, to carry your story with grace. Because in the end, it's not about what hurt you, it's about what it taught you, and it's about who you choose to become because of it. So remember this, your story is not over, and your struggle, it's not the end. It's part of the foundation of something bigger. You are still becoming, and your story is still being written. Life lesson 4, grow through what you go through. Life is going to test you, sometimes gently, sometimes all at once, but the test always comes. And in those moments, you have a choice. You can let life break you, or you can let it build you. You can become bitter, or you can become better. It's not always easy to see the difference when you're in the middle of the storm. But every challenge, every single one, carries a hidden lesson. Sometimes the lesson is loud and obvious. Sometimes it's buried deep beneath frustration, fear, and fatigue. But it's always there, because life never wastes pain, it transforms it. If you're willing to pay attention, you don't grow when everything is easy. You grow when it's not. You grow when your plans fall apart, when nothing goes your way, when you're stretched past your comfort zone, when you're forced to face yourself. It's in those uncomfortable spaces that real transformation happens. And yes, it hurts. Growth hurts. It's uncomfortable. It requires honesty. It demands patience. It calls out the parts of you that you've been avoiding for years. But it also wakes you up. It shakes you from autopilot, and it invites you to become someone new, someone deeper, someone wiser. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this trying to teach me? It's a shift, a small one, but powerful. Because that one question puts you in the mindset of growth, of learning, of becoming. Pain without purpose feels cruel, but pain with understanding becomes fuel. The hardest things in your life, it doesn't have to be the end of your story. They can be the beginning of something better. It all depends on how you carry it, how you respond. How do you allow it to shape you? Sometimes the struggle is simply life preparing you for something greater, for something you're not quite ready for, yet. And the growth you gain in the hard season, that's what equips you for the next one. So don't rush the process. Don't try to skip ahead. You're not behind. You're not off track. You're exactly where you need to be for what life is trying to build in you right now. Let it build you. Let the pressure teach you how to breathe. Let the loss show you what truly matters. Let the pain make you more compassionate, more focused, more awake. This is how we grow. Not in comfort, but in challenge. Not in certainty, but in uncertainty. Not by avoiding the fire, but by walking through it and realizing you're stronger than you ever imagined. The moments that test you, those are the moments that shape you. They stretch your limits, they deepen your roots, they show you what you're really made of. So if you're struggling right now, don't run from it. Don't numb it, don't fight it with fear. Lean in, be curious. Ask the deeper question, what is this trying to teach me? Because there is a lesson. And there is growth on the other side of this season. It might not feel like it yet, it might not be clear. But later, when you look back, you'll see how this moment changed everything. And when that time comes, you won't just be thankful for the good days. You'll be thankful for the struggle that made you stronger, the pressure that shaped your character, the storm that forced your roots to grow deeper into the ground. This is growth. It doesn't always feel like progress, but it's always preparing you. So keep going, keep breathing, keep learning, grow through what you go through, because the version of you on the other side of this is stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you can imagine. Life lesson 5, connect deeply, live fully. Life isn't meant to be lived alone, even when we try to be strong on our own, even when we convince ourselves that we don't need anyone. Deep down, we know we're wired for connection. We were made for meaning, for the community, for shared stories, for hearts that meet, even in silence. Because at the end of the day, what matters most isn't what you have, but who you have beside you. And yet, so many people go through life feeling unseen, surrounded, but not connected, busy, but emotionally empty. We scroll, we post, we update, but we rarely open up. Connection today has become more digital than emotional, more filtered than honest, more surface than soul. But real connection, the kind that fills you up, takes something more. It takes courage, it takes vulnerability, it takes presence. It means being willing to show up even when you're unsure. To say how you really feel even if your voice shakes. To take off the mask even when it's scary. Because true connection doesn't happen when you're pretending. It happens when you're honest. When you let someone see you as you are, not as you wish to appear. You don't need to be perfect to be loved. You just need to be real. It's not about how many people know your name. It's not about followers or attention or applause. It's about how deeply you know yourself. And how bravely you let others in. Ask yourself, when was the last time you had a real conversation, one where no one was distracted, where you didn't feel like you had to perform, where you felt fully safe to just be you? Those moments are rare, but they're everything. Because the truth is, the moments you feel most alive are always the ones you share. The quiet talks, the long walks, the hard truths whispered in love, the laughter that makes your chest hurt, the tears that fall without judgment. These are the threads that make life rich. These are the memories you carry, not the money, not the likes, not the schedule, but the moments when someone truly saw you and stayed. To live fully, you have to love deeply. To be seen and to see others, you have to be present. Not just in the room, but in the moment. That means putting down the phone, looking someone in the eyes, listening without fixing, being with them, not just near them. It also means showing up for yourself, because the truth is, you can't connect deeply with others if you're disconnected from yourself. You can't pour from an empty soul. So take time to slow down, to reflect, to ask yourself, what do I need right now? Who am I becoming? And am I letting anyone see that version of me? You don't need a crowd to feel connected. Sometimes all it takes is one real person and one honest moment. So put down the mask, say what you feel. Be where your feet are. Let people in a little more than feels comfortable. Because connection doesn't happen in safety, it happens in trust. It happens when you risk being misunderstood for the chance of being truly known. And that's worth everything. You weren't meant to go through life alone. You were made to belong, to be heard, to be held, to be understood. And someone out there right now is waiting for you to show up real, to speak, to reach, to connect. So take the first step. Start the conversation. Say I miss you. Say I need help. Say thank you. Say I love you. Whatever needs to be said, say it. Because real connection isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing up again and again, with presence, with heart, with honesty. Live that way. Connect that way. Because when you connect deeply, you live fully. Life lesson 6. Turn pain into power. Pain will visit you. That's not a possibility. It's a promise. It is sacrosanct. At some point in your life, you will feel broken, lost, wounded, maybe even hopeless. It might come through heartbreak, a loss you didn't expect, a dream that didn't work out, or the silent battles no one else can see. Pain comes in many forms, some loud, some quiet, some that linger for years, and others that strike in one single life-changing moment. But here's the truth. Pain will visit. But whether it stays, whether it defines you, that part is up to you. Because while pain is real, so is your power. Pain can shape you. But it doesn't have to shrink you. It doesn't have to steal your identity. It doesn't have to own your story. You can let pain define you, or you can let it refine you. You see, pain can leave you bitter, or it can make you brave. It can harden your heart or soften your soul. It can silence your voice, or give you something powerful to say. It's not easy. No one said it would be. But when you choose to rise, to stand again when you thought you couldn't, to keep going when everything in you wants to quit, to use your pain as fuel instead of a prison, that's where the shift begins. That's when pain becomes power. Because power doesn't always look like strength. Sometimes it looks like showing up when you're still hurting. Sometimes it looks like asking for help when you're tired of pretending. Sometimes it looks like turning around and lifting someone else, even when you're still healing yourself. You don't have to be over it to be powerful. You just have to be willing to grow, to learn, to transform. Because transformation doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in the fire, in the breaking, in the rebuilding. When you rise after breaking, when you speak truth after silence, when you find your voice after being dismissed, when you help someone else through what nearly destroyed you, that's not weakness, that's not survival, that's power. You become powerful the moment you realize your pain was never the end of your story. It was a chapter, a tool, a turning point. So ask yourself, what is your pain trying to teach you? What strength is it building? What story is it helping you write? Your story is not what broke you. Your story is how you healed, how you carried on, how you used it. Not as an excuse, but as energy. Energy to move forward, to grow, to speak, to show up with more compassion, more courage, more truth. Your scars, they're not signs of shame. They're signs of survival. They're reminders that even in the worst moments, you were still becoming. And maybe, just maybe, your greatest wound will one day be the reason someone else keeps going. That is what it means to turn pain into power. So don't run from it. Don't numb it. Don't deny it. Feel it. Face it. And then transform it. Because when you do, you don't just heal. You become unstoppable. Pain will visit. That's certain. But if you choose, if you're brave enough, you can turn it into something greater than pain. You can turn it into purpose. You can turn it into wisdom. You can turn it into light for yourself and for others. So turn your pain into power, and you'll never be the same. Life lesson 7. Live like every moment counts. We always think we have more time. We tell ourselves, I'll do it later, I'll say it tomorrow, I'll start when I feel ready. But time is slipping. Not someday, not next year, right now. This second you're living, you'll never get it back. We spend so much of life distracted, looking down, scrolling, worrying, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the weekend, waiting for someone to say, now is the time. But life isn't waiting. It's moving, with or without us. And most people don't realize that until it's too late, until the goodbye comes too soon, until the chance is gone, until all that's left is a memory of what could have been. So why wait to live? Why wait to feel, to love, to speak from the heart? Why keep saving your joy for some perfect day that may never come? Say the words, I love you, I'm sorry, I'm proud of you, I miss you. Say them while you still can. Chase the dream. Even if it's scary, even if you're not ready, even if it doesn't make sense to anyone but you. Laugh deeply, cry openly, forgive quickly. Not because people always deserve it, but because you do. You deserve peace. Let go of what doesn't matter. The drama, the pride, the fear, the noise, so you can hold tight to what does matter. The people you love, the moments that make you feel alive, the purpose that gets you up each day. Because one day, This moment you're in right now will become the past, a snapshot in your memory. What will it say? Will it say you showed up, that you lived fully, that you gave your heart and didn't hold back? Or will it say you were too busy, too distracted, too afraid? You get to choose. You get to write this moment, right here, right now. So stop waiting, stop overthinking, stop assuming there's more time. Start living like this moment counts, because it does. Look around. Feel the weight of this breath, the gift of being alive, the sound of your own heartbeat. You're still here. You still have a chance to change, to grow, to reconnect, to be more present than you've ever been. This, right now, is your life. Not yesterday, not someday, now. So live like every moment counts, because one day it'll all be memory. And when that day comes, may you look back and smile, not because it was perfect, but because it was real, because you gave your all. Because you didn't wait to live. Make this moment one worth keeping, not just in your mind, but in your soul. Live like it counts, because it does, more than you know. Life Lesson 8, life is a gift. Make it legendary. You woke up today. That's a gift. Before anything else, before your to-do list, before your worries, before your phone lights up with notifications, just stop. And remember this. You're here, alive, breathing. That alone is extraordinary. You have a heartbeat. You have a chance. You have another shot at life. And yet, most of us rush past that miracle. We treat life like a routine. We wake up, go through the motions, waiting for some big moment to tell us our lives matter. But the truth is, it already does. Right now, without changing anything, your life has meaning. Your presence has weight. Your story has value. You don't need to be famous. You don't need millions of followers or your name written in lights. But you can be unforgettable. You don't need a stage, but you can leave a legacy. Because legacy isn't about recognition. It's about impact. It's in the lives you touch, the people you lift, the truth you speak, even when your voice shakes. It's in the moments no one sees, the times you choose kindness instead of anger, the times you keep going when quitting would have been easier, the times you love even after being hurt. Every small act of courage, every honest moment, every time you rise when you could have stayed down, that's how legends are made. Not all at once, but choice by choice, step by step, day by day. You don't have to do everything, but you can do something real, something that matters. Smile at a stranger, tell your family you love them, forgive someone who didn't say sorry, say thank you and mean it. You'd be surprised how much those moments echo, how deeply they stick in someone's memory. Because you, your words, your actions, your presence, you leave a mark. Whether you choose to or not, you are shaping a legacy, so why not make it one you're proud of? Live like it matters, because it does. More than you may ever know. You have the power to inspire, to create, to rebuild, to lead, to love. And none of that requires perfection. It just requires intention. To live with your eyes open, to live with your heart open, to live like each day counts. Because one day, it won't be about how many things you owned or how many trophies you collected. It'll be about how deeply you lived, how fully you showed up, how bravely you loved, how loudly you spoke your truth. That's what lasts. That's what people remember. That's the real legacy. So don't waste the miracle of today. Don't sleepwalk through your own life. Choose to live like it matters, like it's sacred, like it's a one-time chance, because it is. And if you do that, if you really live like life is a gift, then what you leave behind will be nothing short of legendary. In conclusion, life isn't always easy. It's not always fair. It will test you, it will stretch you, and sometimes it will break your heart. But here's the truth. It's still yours. Every sunrise, every failure, every second chance, it's all part of the gift you've been given. You may not get to choose what happens to you, but you do get to choose how you respond, how you show up, how you grow, how you live. These 8 lessons, they aren't just motivational lines. They're reminders of what you already know, deep down, of what matters, of what's real. You've walked through storms, you've carried invisible battles, you've survived moments that would have crushed a weaker version of you. So don't forget, you have strength, you have depth, you have something to give this world. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to become more of yourself, more honest, more present, more alive. Take these truths with you, not as advice from someone else's life, but as reflections of your own journey. Because your journey, it's sacred. No one else can live it. No one else can walk it. It's yours. Completely, uniquely yours. You have one heart, one mind, one life. So use it well. Use it to build, to love, to forgive, to begin again, as many times as it takes. There will be pain, there will be joy. There will be days when you want to quit, and days when you'll feel invincible. But through it all, don't forget the power you carry. Don't forget how far you've come. Don't forget the people you've helped, the kindness you've shown, the light you've brought, even on your darkest days. If this message spoke to you, let it stay with you, not just as words, but as choices, as actions, as new habits. Live it, share it, pass it on. Because someone else out there needs this. Someone else is one sentence away from hope, one voice away from choosing to keep going, and that voice could be yours. So if you're going to live, live fully. If you're going to love, love deeply. If you're going to fall, fall forward. And when the final chapter of your life is written, let it say you lived with heart, with courage, with presence, because you only get one life. And the most powerful thing you can do with it is to make it legendary.